Where do you want us to go?
Well, why don't we just introduce everybody so you all know which of our cast are here. So just go on.
My name is Josh Cohen. I'm one of the associate producers.
I'm Tim Fouch. I play the role of Tommy.
I'm Julia Morizawa, with Abby.
This is one of the executive producers.
Steve Parker, executive producer and assistant editor.
Jody Wheeler, co-producer and on-set therapist.
That's really true. With our on-set, he is a licensed therapist in the state of California, and we desperately needed him.
I'm Samantha Ron, and I play Rebecca.
I'm David O'Neill. I am JT's assistant.
I'm Sean Lockhart. I play the part of Chris Wachowski.
I'm Samir Philippi, and I was the production manager.
Second part, director, producer.
Carlos Pedraza, writer and producer. We'd love to answer any questions you have of us or our cast and crew about the film. That's true. We got stuff to give you for people who ask questions, especially the first ones. We're not proud. Well, some of the people who are up here with us help us with that. But the question was, how do you pay for? Because one of the things that we wanted to make sure was that people got paid. Because a lot of independent productions don't have enough money to pay people for their work, and it was important to us that we did. So we worked really hard over the 5 years. I'm just looking at everybody and thinking, everybody got paid. All right, David didn't, but that's because he's imagining it. But so we had a business plan that we wrote 5 years ago, and we followed it. We stuck to it. We sought advice, and when the time came to raise money, we raised money formally between March and July of last year. Filmed the movie in August of last year, exactly like a year ago this week. We were in production, and the film was finished, and we played our first film festival on April 1st, his birthday.
There was one actually over here. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, concept of having sex with your younger self is somewhat intense. So my question is, what was your work like?
Okay, so I'm going to conflate the two and say that we actually I have no idea how to answer that one. Well, you talk about how you came up with the idea of the story. It was originally JT's idea that he came to me with, and in the meantime, I'll figure out how to answer the question about the budget.
Actually, I had a 9-to-5 job. I'm 38, and I did some shorts, and I was just feeling where was my life going, and I didn't know, and I really wanted to, be here. And I just felt really lost, and I was thinking, what would it be like to go back, and talk to your younger self, and tell them, or beat them up, or just tell them, hey, start sooner. And that was kind of one of the ideas that I liked. I kind of also liked the other ones.
That was the first thing he told me was, I want to do a story in which I can sleep with myself. And the other thing is that you should be honored. He used to lie about his age all the time, and now he's actually telling the truth, which if you look up Wikipedia, it's a totally different thing.
I think this might be the first public time.
No, he did it in San Francisco was the first time. They stole the phrase.
But it is limited, the amount of times he's actually publicly approved.
It's a small number. Consider yourself honored.
I'm very proud to be 38.
What's wrong with that?
Oh, wait, I didn't finish this question about the budget. A lot of independent filmmakers, us included, are a little wary about saying exactly how much the film costs. Part of it is because it depends what you count as a cost, like just the production, all the marketing and promotion, the development money, all of those things do add up. I will tell you that it is well south of $1 million, and it's considered a micro budget. So, yeah, by South, that means a lot less than $1 million.
Well, I think you recognize the amount of money that you spend to, like, actual cash money to make a film like this, but then there's sweat equity, and then the amount of energy that people put into this just because they stand behind it and they love projects in general, and there's so much of that, and we've all just threw ourselves, we pitted ourselves into it, and more than just the cast, but definitely the crew on so many levels. So, just to say what kind of budget it was, honestly, at this point, I don't think that Jody way know better than I do.
I was just going to say nobody was paid what they were worth. And honestly, these are really great, really talented people. I was actually talking about myself. You, I believe, had a You got it. Yeah, every time they asked me to do something new, they kept telling me they were going to double my salary, and they did. And what's anything times zero? Yeah, you get it.
We were on it. Yeah.
Where were the main locations? Where was it shot?
We shot it all in the city of Seattle. We had a 20-day shooting schedule. 13 of those days were actually on the University of Washington campus in Seattle, and the other 7 days were in various locations around the city of Seattle.
Yeah, we shot it in August, almost exactly a year from now, and so it's amazing.
Yeah, exactly a year.
Yeah. Which, August 13th?
We started on Friday the 13th, which was
Yeah.
a lucky
And
day.
then obviously that didn't make it, didn't create any issues for us, right? But for being, like, I grew up in Seattle, so for us, like, to go home and film like an actual film there, my family was pretty proud of me, and I was pretty excited. I toured the campus, to fifth grade, just was excited about higher education. Didn't really stick with me, but so to actually go back and stay in the dorms and film a movie on the campus was amazing, and then to have people from Seattle and people from Los Angeles, from all over, like come and be a part of that was also quite stellar. So.
Yeah. Sean mentioned that we did put up all the out-of-town actors and crew in dorms at the University of Washington because I'm a cheap bastard, and we wanted to put every dime that we wrote, that we were able to raise on the screen, and I hope it looked like that worked. But yeah, we put them on dorms. With that, we hope it looks like $1 million. Someone up front, you have a question too. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet. Okay.
Okay.
You had another one over there?
Next question. The smoking, what was that metaphor all about?
The thing about the smoking is that if you watch the movie again, I urge you to pay attention. The smoking has its own arc. I consider the cigarettes is their own character in a way. So what happens with whom and who does what with the cigarettes at what time all ties into the progression of several of the characters' story arcs in the film. So it obviously is symbolic, and it's one of those things that we put in the film for people when they see it again to think about, to figure out how does that match up with what else is going on in the film. We actually have gotten a lot of questions about that, and we're not promoting smoking in any way, but it plays a role in understanding what's going on with characters as the movie progresses.
I was wondering, we're talking about the financial problems and everything like that. I can only imagine how hard it must be for a small production company with a cast who has 9-to-5 jobs and a writer and a producer who has 9-to-5 jobs. So how difficult was it overcoming all the obstacles and putting the work into a movie like this compared to a larger movie such as Hollywood?
Okay. His question is about what kind of obstacles do we have to overcome in doing a low budget film like this. I'll talk a little bit about it, but then a lot of it, some of our cast and crew can address as well because, they were, I think, like especially Julia, who works full time in LA, and she came up actually 2 times during the film. The short answer to the question is when you don't have a lot of money, you take time. And that's why big budget films cost so much, because they don't have a lot of time, so they cost them money. We worked on this film, we started working on it almost exactly 5 years ago, and so everything that we did was very carefully planned out, and we did a lot of negotiations with vendors and all kinds of things to bring the costs down as much as possible. And we worked with a lot of these talented people before,